Today's story is a story about the Pilgrims. John Smith was a very talented and highly experienced sea captain and an explorer. Prior to the Pilgrims arriving in America, he had helped establish Jamestown and had mapped much of the New England coast. He was also, from a number of previous voyages, an experienced and capable captain of a ship. He was not only experienced, but he was very smart. Unfortunately, he knew how smart and experienced he was, and he tended to act arrogantly and to treat others as if they were lesser people than him. The Pilgrims had decided that either John Smith or Miles Standish would lead them to America. Miles Standish, unlike Captain Smith, was much more humble and easier to work with, but he had no experience to match his humility, nor to match Smith's knowledge and experience with the trip, the coast, and the destination. The Pilgrims, feeling they could get along better with Standish, chose him as their captain. They left for America late in the year when the storms on the North Atlantic were building. They did not see land until November the 9th. Unfortunately, due to his lack of experience, Standish had missed their hoped-for destination near the mouth of the Hudson River. In fact, he had missed it by over 250 miles, and they were far north of where they wanted to land. The coast that they approached was not even suitable for landing. It was in fact a marsh. And so they were forced to use sloops, small little boats, in order to move people and supplies to shore. The trouble was, most of these boats, because they didn't expect to use them, had not been properly maintained. And so they leaked and they struggled, and a lot of supplies and time were lost in the process. Now, neither John Smith or Miles Standish was the type of leader the Pilgrims really needed. What they needed was a leader with the experience and talent of John Smith, and with the humility and the ability to work with others like Miles Standish. Years ago, I heard Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, say that leaders need to be both high in character, like Miles Standish, and high in competence, like John Smith, and that the best leaders have both the humility of a Miles Standish and the experience and skill of a John Smith. Now, all of us, you and I, will have opportunities to lead at some time in our lives. Depending on your age, those opportunities might now be in the area of school government, clubs, the community, sports, or one day when you're older, perhaps in companies, organizations, or even leaders of cities, states, and the country. Working to become the type of leader that is well prepared, that is experienced and intelligent, is important. But it is also important to remember that we need to prepare ourselves to be humble, to be teachable, and to learn how to work with others so that the work we begin today when we're younger will prepare us to become the type of leaders that can take people where they need to go, to their promised land. Take care. We'll talk again next week.